After the car accident, I unexpectedly awakened memories of the latter half of my life. It turns out I'm the villainous, cannon fodder side character in a novel about Olivia's son-in-law. My wife, Luna, is the male lead's first love. My younger sister-in-law, Clara, is the one in a love-hate bickering relationship with the male lead. My elder sister-in-law, Victoria, is the unattainable ice queen heroine who willingly falls from grace for the male lead. And I attempt to assault my wife's older sister, defile her younger sister, target the male lead, and finally end up dead on the street. When my body is discovered, I'm still clutching half a hot dog I'd picked up. Congratulations, host, on your successful awakening. From now on, the plot is yours to write. The buzzing electronic voice still echoed in my head. I shot straight up from the hospital bed with a kip up, still chewing a piece of apple. What did you say? Me? Assault my sister-in-law, defile the younger one, and die holding half a hot dog. The system cut me off, deeply pained. I know this might be hard for you to accept right now, but if you don't make changes, everything will proceed according to the established plot. A week ago, I was in a car accident on my way home. When I woke up, besides seeing myself covered in casts, this bizarre system had appeared in my head. It told me I was the vicious side character in Olivia's son-in-law story, destined to die while making trouble for the male lead. No, brother, what I mean is, am I even capable? How would I dare? I must be the most useless, good-for-nothing second-generation rich kid in Los Angeles. My parents favor girls over boys, pouring all their resources into supporting my sister. According to my mom, I was just an accident, the result of her and my dad's youthful carelessness with protection. My sister was groomed from childhood to be the future successor of the Miller Corporation, while I was just expected to eat, drink, and be merry. Originally, I was a playboy, galloping free, playing the field without getting attached, until our family business hit a small snag and my parents coaxed and tricked me into marrying into the Williams family. My wife, Luna, and I, while not passionately in love, treated each other with mutual respect. Luna is the second child. She's incredibly beautiful. Her elder sister, Victoria, controls 90% of the Williams family business, rarely smiles, and exudes an aura of untouchable austerity. Me, attempt to assault her? I'd need 9 lives, and even that wouldn't be enough. The Williams family is the wealthiest in LA. They say wealth doesn't last 3 generations, but the Williams fortune goes back hundreds of years. They are truly old money. Old Mr. Williams dreamed of having a son to inherit the business, but unfortunately, Mrs. Williams gave birth to 3 daughters in this generation. The youngest, Clara, should have been a lazy rich kid like me, with 2 incredibly outstanding older sisters above her, but she carved out a name for herself in the entertainment industry, becoming the youngest multi-award-winning actress. Me defile her? Her fans could drown me in spit all the way to the Pacific Ocean. The system ignored my pale face and kept chattering. Just as the hospital room door opened and my wife arrived, the doctor said you need rest. Why are you sitting up? Don't you think you're injured enough? Luna's clear, gentle voice was like a mountain spring, and I instantly wanted to throw myself into my wife's soft, fragrant embrace. The scene of her having me crippled and thrown out of the Williams house was still vivid in my mind. I limped and shrank into the corner, shouting, "Don't come near me." They said his brain wasn't injured. Go get the doctor. Luna helped me back onto the bed and told her assistant to call the doctor while she repeatedly pressed her forehead against mine to check my temperature. The faint scent of orchids tickled my nose, and my heart fluttered, itching like crazy. You're still sick. What are you thinking about? Her tone held a hint of amusement, and I awkwardly turned my head away. I wasn't thinking anything. Don't talk nonsense. Oh, really? Someone's swallowing sound was quite loud. Lust addles the brain. Before the wedding, my dad took my hand and said, "Take good care of your wife, just like I take care of your mother." A love-struck brain is a man's best dowry. My mom is very dominant. Not only is the company under her name, but my sister and I also had to take her surname. My dad must have had a tough time all these years. At first, I worried about what I'd do if Luna kept a toy boy right in front of me. In these circles, male or female, as long as you have money and power, many people are eager to be kept. Should I endure it, or endure it, or endure it? The Williams family held our family's lifeline. The empire my parents and sister worked so hard to build couldn't be ruined by me. I was prepared to be cuckolded, but Luna was unexpectedly chaste. A group of men with 8-pack abs could walk past her, and she wouldn't even bat an eye. If our intimate life wasn't so compatible, I might even have questioned her sexual orientation, thinking that my dear wife would eventually kill me because of her first love. The male lead made me miserable. Mr. Miller's external injuries just need rest. As for the other issues you mentioned, would you consider psychological intervention? The doctor reported respectfully to Luna. Luna waved her hand, dismissing the idea, and started packing my things to go home. The system started yelling again. See? If a woman doesn't care about you, it means something's up. I shook my head in annoyance and unconsciously shouted, "Shut up. Are you crazy?" Luna just glanced at me and continued packing. It's over. She definitely thinks I'm crazy. She only refused the doctor to save the Williams family's face. After all, the Williams family can't have a crazy Livian son-in-law. Level 1 alert. The male lead of this book has appeared. Host, please take evasive action. As soon as the system finished speaking, the hospital room door was pushed open and a tall, slender figure came into view. Sorry, wrong room. The man's voice was clear and bright, his slightly drooping almond eyes like a wet puppy's. Doomed. This is the classic setup where the second female lead is destined to fall for the male lead. Liam. Luna stared at him for at least half a minute. Luna. As the male lead, Liam was loaded with buffs. Poor background, but hard-working and handsome. He got into the best university through his own efforts. Luna was attracted by his unique qualities, and their romance became legendary. Later, Liam cruelly broke up with Luna for an opportunity to study abroad. This was their first meeting since the breakup. If I guess correctly, in the novel, this would be Chapter 1, The Return. Luna and Liam gazed at each other, seemingly inseparable, completely forgetting the patient me lying behind them. Old lovers meeting, eyes are extra warm. Don't look at their calm surface. Who knows how turbulent their hearts are? Look, your wife's eyes are red. The system really never shuts up. But it made a good point. I even forgot to be sad, thinking only about how to be packed off back to the Miller family with some dignity. I didn't want to be kicked out, crippled, end up on the streets, and die before I could even finish the half a hot dog I found in the trash. You two know each other? I spoke softly, breaking the romantic atmosphere in the room. Luna finally snapped back to reality. Liam, a junior from my university, just back from abroad. Ethan Miller, my husband. Liam gave me a bright smile. Nice to meet you. Luna and I used to be really close. That bastard was marking his territory right from the start. I clenched my fist and then released it. Staying alive was more important. I couldn't afford to provoke the male lead. Maybe I should leave. Give you two some space to catch up, I said, reaching for the crutch beside the bed. Luna grabbed my hand. You're a patient. Just stay put. Liam chimed in. Yeah, Ethan. Luna's busy. Don't make trouble for her. My fist clenched again. Dad, I've met the two-faced manipulator you warned me about. I stared hard at Liam. According to the system's plot, he should currently be entangled with the third female lead, Clara. The two sisters were fighting over him. He was stringing both along and incidentally attracting the main heroine, Victoria. Driven by envy and hatred, I opposed him at every turn, eventually becoming so twisted that I attempted to force myself on Victoria and Clara. Of course, the outcome was tragic, because my character was designed as a brainless idiot. Meanwhile, Liam, with the help of the three Williams sisters, dodged my attacks, finally won the beauty, and received the blessings of Luna and Clara. The author of this novel must really hate me, denying me any dignity, even in death. My mind raced, and suddenly, I found an entry point. Luna was the one who eventually kicked me out. So, as long as I didn't harm the male lead and didn't make Luna hate me, I could at least save my life. Seeing her reluctant gaze, I said loudly, reuniting with an old friend is a happy occasion. Liam, if you don't mind, come over for dinner tonight. Honey, this is as far as I can help you. The dinner party was pleasant for the guests. Luna and Liam chatted about their school days, the large villa filled with laughter, while I was like an invisible man. I felt a bit stifled, and the system started babbling again. You're just a third wheel, an outsider. I couldn't help but roll my eyes, which Liam caught immediately. He smiled innocently. Sorry, Ethan. Luna and I got carried away talking and forgot you were here. Wow, this is my house. Where else should I be? Under a car. Hearing this, Luna's gaze towards me turned somewhat cold, but her good upbringing only allowed her to say softly, "If you're bored, go for a walk in the garden." They were asking me to leave. It would be rude not to. Just as I got up, I heard the maid's voice. "Miss Clara is here. Miss Luna is entertaining a guest." Liam's expression froze, and the system's voice grew excited. "Here it comes. The first showdown officially begins." I put on a fake smile and welcomed Clara in. As soon as she entered, her eyes glued themselves to Liam, a look of electric sparks and raging fire. The previously lively villa fell silent, so I had to fully embrace my side character function, pushing the plot forward. "Oh, Clara, do you know Liam too?" "Yes, no." I rubbed my forehead and smiled. "Really?" The two of them were having a quarrel. Clara had found out Liam was at my house, saw him chatting happily with Luna, and was now consumed with jealousy. "Liam, come here," Clara commanded Liam in a deep voice, but Liam stubbornly refused to move. "How many times do I have to explain? There's nothing between me and that man. He's just trying to create a scandal with me." Clara took a step forward, and Liam pursed his lips, seemingly wavering. Just then, our TV started broadcasting entertainment news. Recently, media exposed the romance between popular actress Clara Williams and young heartthrob Andrew. The two were seen kissing sweetly on the streets of London, the envy of all. Veins popped on Liam's forehead, his eyes and nose turning red. "This is your nothing? You too, a beautiful couple, the envy of all, while I, Liam, am just a huge joke." Seeing the atmosphere grow increasingly tense, I couldn't think of a way to ease it, pacing anxiously. Crash. "Luna, watch out." A loud noise followed by the sound of shattering glass. Shards flew everywhere. Liam had already used his body to shield Luna from harm. "Crap, my 200-inch LCD TV." Clara still held half a broken wine bottle, exuding hostility. She grinned without smiling, gritting her teeth at me. "Brother-in-law, your TV needed replacing." Liam glared angrily at Clara. "Luna didn't provoke you. Why are you coming to someone else's house to act crazy?" He truly is the male lead. Clara is a famously unruly young lady. I always acted subserviently in front of her. Only Liam dared to confront her directly. "Me acting crazy? Don't you know who I'm crazy for? Come back with me right now, or don't blame me for being rude." Clara, full of anger, grabbed Liam's hand and tried to drag him out. Luna stopped her, saying calmly, "Clara, you'd better calm down first." Clara raised an eyebrow slightly. "In what capacity are you saying this to me? As Liam's ex-girlfriend?" I don't know if it was my imagination, but I felt Luna steal a glance at me when she heard that. Liam looked pale as he turned to Luna. "Luna and I are history. We're just old friends catching up. Is it really necessary?" Sophia sneered. "I should really give you the Best Ex-Boyfriend award. Years after breaking up, you still don't forget your ex-girlfriend in a crisis." It really was a major showdown. A chill crept up my legs, and I quickly called the maid to clean up the mess. The maid exclaimed when she saw Liam. "Mr. Liam, your hand is injured." I glanced at the maid, thinking, what a fuss. One day, I'll fire her. A shard from the TV screen had cut Liam's arm, and it was bleeding profusely. Luna and Clara said in unison, "What happened?" Both their eyes were full of worry. I grimaced and prepared to leave, but then a delayed pain shot through my back. I touched my back and my palm came away sticky. I must have been hallucinating. Before I fainted, I saw Luna abandon Liam and rush towards me. Okay, I hope I can stay in this hallucination a little longer. Back in the familiar VIP room, the little nurse joked that I should get an annual pass. My heart ached. I hadn't even started causing trouble yet, and I was constantly getting injured. If this continued, I really would die. When I woke up, Luna wasn't beside me. Right? She must be taking care of Liam. But why was Clara sitting by the bed, head down, peeling an apple for me? "Sorry, brother-in-law, for getting you hurt." The sun must be rising in the west. The little devil was actually apologizing to me. She was a bit too close, and I involuntarily shifted back. It's okay. Clara, you're just a passionate person." She handed me the mangled apple. "What do you think about my sister and Liam?" Ah, so she was testing me. As the second female lead who countless readers pitted, Clara, despite her unpredictable surface, loved Liam to the bone. According to the book's plot, Clara now believed Liam and my wife were rekindling their old flame. Seeing Liam injured made her heart ache even more, and she wanted to throw money at me to make me leave Luna, thus enabling the old lovers to reunite. I knew Clara's methods too well. In her hands, I was just a tiny ant. If you leave my sister, I'll give you a large sum of money to leave LA. You don't need to worry about the Miller family business. I'll take care of it. I glanced at the empty doorway, and suddenly the memory of my wedding night with Luna flashed in my mind. My buddies had gotten me quite drunk. When I entered the bridal chamber, Luna had already changed into her nightgown and was half reclining on the sofa. Seeing me, she got up and handed me a cup of hangover soup. Her shawl slipped as she walked, revealing her beautiful figure, skin like cream, white as jade. Only then did I understand the meaning of those words. Luna was actually quite good to me. Outsiders laughed at me for being a weak Livian son-in-law, but only she would lean into my arms and whisper, "They don't know how good you are, but I do." But I also knew that if she married another man, she would treat him the same way. Only Liam was the one she held dear in her heart. Clara was getting impatient. She held up her slender fingers, indicating 100 million, enough for you to live comfortably. If I left now, not only could I save my life, but I'd also get a huge sum of money. Thinking about how Luna would have me crippled and I die horribly on the street made me tremble. I reached out and grasped Clara's fingers. "Deal." Seeing how readily I agreed, she raised an eyebrow. "You're that eager to leave my sister?" She didn't believe me. She wanted me to make a grand speech. "You know, my marriage to your sister is just a business alliance. We've been acting all these years. I've long been tired of being a useless Livian son-in-law. Whoever wants this blessing can have it. You help take care of my family, and I'll take the money you give me and live it up. That's the life." Clara nodded with satisfaction. I let out a long breath. I had finally bluffed my way through. Just then, an angry voice came from the doorway. "So you've wanted to leave me all along? Can someone tell me why?" The previously empty doorway was now crowded with people, all familiar faces. Luna, my dad, my mom, and my sister. Seeing their ashen faces, I knew they had heard everything I just said. I scrambled to get up to explain, but pulled the wound on my back, collapsing awkwardly back onto the bed. Luna slammed the lunchbox heavily on the table, staring intently at me. "Want a divorce? Not a chance." My dad rushed to my side, hands on his hips, cursing. "You bastard. I see it's not your back that's injured, but your brain. Luna specially brought us here to see you, and even made soup for you herself, and you're so ungrateful." I opened my mouth, but couldn't say anything. Clara had already slipped away. I simply burrowed under the covers, not wanting to hear their nonsense. My mom kept apologizing to Luna. "I'm sorry, Luna. It's all my fault for not raising him properly. Please don't take it to heart." My sister was more direct. She slapped me through the blanket. "Luna, if this brat disagrees again, just tell me. I have 100 ways to deal with him." A sense of grievance and suffocation welled up. I willingly became a Livian son-in-law for the Miller family, and I was facing death. Yet my family not only didn't care about me, but also sided with an outsider to bully me. In the plot, after Luna kicked me out, anyone who dared to take me in would be an enemy of the entire Williams Corporation. So even when I knelt at the Miller family door, they didn't let me in. I was just a tool, useless for half my life. Now, I just wanted to live for myself. I threw off the blanket. "You never treated me as family. You only care about the Miller family's interests. You never saw me as a person. For money and power, you sent me into the Williams family, this den of wolves. Do you know I live in fear every day, afraid that one wrong move will cost me my life? I want a divorce." After my outburst, the room fell silent. Everyone looked at me in shock. Luna's usually elegant expression seemed to crack. Her lips parted slightly as she slowly walked towards me. "Ethan, you." I held up my hand to stop her. "Don't say anything. I need some quiet." I struggled out of bed and under everyone's gaze, shuffled out of the room. The streets were bustling, and I didn't know how long I walked. Fortunately, there aren't that many onlookers in this world. No one would care about me walking around disheveled in hospital clothes. A limited edition sports car stopped in front of me, and a shifty-looking head popped out of the window. "Ethan Miller, you're trending all over." Some unscrupulous paparazzo had followed me all the way, live streaming. The trending headline was, "Why did the Williams family son-in-law do this late at night?" Is it the distortion of human nature or the decline of morality? My buddy Mason saw the live stream and came specifically to laugh at me. I told him everything that had happened recently, omitting the part about the system. He waved his hand grandly. Come on, come home with me. There's an ultimate pool party tomorrow night. Thinking back to the last party I attended, it felt like a lifetime ago. Since the three Williams sisters were dying for Liam, I should also live my own fabulous life. At Mason's villa, the lights were bright, music blared, and countless young men and women were enjoying the revelry. I felt completely out of place sitting quietly by the pool drinking. Mason, with a pair of twin starlets on each arm, walked over to me. You're no fun, drinking alone at a party like this. These two sisters say they admire you very much. According to the plot, I should now be living it up with these young ladies, get discovered by Luna, and then we break up. I looked up. The two young ladies were wearing tiny bikinis, not an ounce of extra flesh on them. But only one thought crossed my mind. Compared to Luna, they were still far off. Mr. Miller, we sisters have long heard of your name. Would we have the honor of being friends? The entertainment industry is very competitive now. Many minor celebrities want to find a sugar daddy to boost their careers. They liked men like me the most. No power or influence, but a rich wife. In short, dumb, rich, and unable to control them. I subtly avoided their deliberate closeness, finding their perfume overwhelming. Mason, seeing I truly wasn't interested, sent them away and sat down beside me. Luna's already with someone else, and you're still being faithful to her? I say, life is short, enjoy it. Stop holding back and relax. I sighed and continued drinking, but Mason seemed to have a burst of inspiration. He jumped up. I get it. You like Luna's type, the seemingly aloof ones. Wait here. 10 minutes later, he returned, followed by a group of women. He opened a bottle of champagne and announced loudly, whoever keeps my buddy happy tonight gets the lead role in director Yu's next movie. I never knew women could be so strong. Before I could react, I was surrounded by women, my face covered in lipstick marks, and some even tried to pull down my pants. It was truly insane. Finally, they lifted me up and threw me into the pool. As I floundered in the water, I saw a familiar face on the edge. Liam stood by the pool, his eyes fixed on me. After I awkwardly climbed out, he handed me a towel. Behaving like this, are you being fair to Luna? Hearing this made my blood boil. I grabbed his collar and cursed angrily. You're seducing a married woman. How's your conscience? His face flushed with anger. Luna and I are innocent. You can insult me, but you cannot insult her. So you're that two-faced pretty boy? Tell me, how do you want to be insulted? I'll satisfy you. Mason kicked Liam in the backside, smiling wickedly. I felt it was a bit much and reached out to help Liam up, but then I heard someone fiercely call my name from behind. Ethan Miller, have you caused enough trouble? Luna looked at me furiously. Liam, as if seeing a savior, scrambled over to her and tattled. Luna, I just wanted to remind Ethan to be mindful of his position, but he actually had someone kick me. Mason gave me a reassuring look, his face full of arrogance and confidence. I kicked you, got a problem with that? My heart warmed. Good brother for life. Luna shielded Liam behind her, her eyes narrowing. Mason, that piece of land your family has in the suburbs hasn't been settled yet, right? I don't mind making the price jump tenfold. If your father finds out this is all thanks to you, will you be banished to Alaska to dig for gold? If Mason got banished to Alaska because he stood up for me, I would feel guilty for life. A plop sound came from nearby. What was that? Mason slid to his knees and hugged Luna's thigh. Miss Luna, this old servant was wrong. Please spare me. I rubbed my throbbing temples and forced myself to focus. Whatever you have against me, take it out on me. Don't threaten my friend. Luna walked slowly towards me. The pressure was too strong, and I instinctively backed away. She took out a tissue and fiercely wiped my face. Enjoying being surrounded by beautiful women. Huh? Your face is covered in lipstick. My face burned with shame. I lowered my head, pretending not to hear, only to hear her angry shout. Pull up your pants. I hurriedly checked my pants, reflexively saying, let me explain. Halfway through, I realized I was the one who wanted out. I wanted a divorce. What right did Luna have to order me around? Most of the onlookers were prominent figures in LA. If today's events got out, the fact that I, Ethan Miller, was a useless Livian son-in-law would be completely solidified, and I would never be able to hold my head up again. Thinking this, I hardened my heart and stuck out my neck. You can't even compare to their little toe. To add credibility, I randomly grabbed a woman nearby and pulled her into my arms. She is the one I love. I felt gasps all around me, and the woman in my arms stiffened. I looked down and shuddered with fright. Why was Clara here? The system's annoying voice sounded. Congratulations, host, on completing the deadly mission, attempting to defile the younger sister-in-law. Clara slapped me with all her might, gritting her teeth. Asking for it, Liam quickly pulled her into his arms and threatened me. You actually covet your own sister-in-law? You're an animal in human skin. I won't let you get away with this. I stole a glance at Luna. Her face held an expression I had never seen before. 7 parts anger, 2 parts shock, and seemingly 1 part sorrow. Mason was still kneeling on the ground in a corner where no one could see. He gave me a thumbs up, mouthing the word, awesome. Liam took off his jacket and draped it over Clara, still verbally abusing me mercilessly. I had a feeling that the end where I was kicked out and starved to death on the street was drawing nearer. System, do you have any cheat codes, like time travel? Sorry, host. My only function is to let you know you are the villainous side character. Nothing else. Seeing Liam getting closer and closer to the pool, a ridiculous idea formed in my mind. If the male lead died, would everything that followed cease to happen? No sooner said than done. I lunged madly at Liam, intending to push him into the pool. I was tired of being mercilessly manipulated by life. At worst, we'd both go down together. Just as my hand grabbed the corner of Liam's clothes, some bastard tripped me. My calf suddenly cramped, and I fell into the pool. The water, smelling strongly of disinfectant, filled my mouth and nose. Only one thought remained in my head. It's over, totally messed up. In a daze, I felt someone desperately pressing on my chest and heard low sobs nearby. I struggled to open my eyes but couldn't see clearly. Everything went black, and something cool and icy covered my lips, continuously blowing air. The system very considerately reminded me. Congratulations, host, on completing the death mission. Attempted murder of the male lead failed. With a violent cough, I regained consciousness. Luna stared at me, her face deathly pale. She must be very angry now, her face white with rage. Liam was crying and whimpering like a girl nearby. Ethan Miller, you betrayed Luna, harassed Clara, and now you want to kill me? Calling you an animal is an insult to the word. I sat on the ground, my face ashen. Luna's eyes were fixed on me as if trying to see right through me. She dismissed everyone, and only the two of us remained by the huge pool. She must hate me for disgracing the Williams family and now wanted to settle accounts in private. Maybe I wouldn't even have the chance to rummage for that hot dog in the trash. I'd be executed right here. Now my mind raced, wondering if our few years of marriage could earn me a dignified death. Luna pressed me against the wall. I covered my face and whispered, "Save me some face, don't hit the face." She didn't move for a long time, then suddenly laughed, a laugh like a sharp sword cutting through the sky. It felt even more terrifying. I bent down, bringing my face close to hers, closing my eyes and resigning myself to fate. Fine, fine. Hurting your beloved Liam was my fault. Hit me if you want. Can you leave me some dignity after I die? Send me back to the Miller family. After all, I am the only male of my generation. Carrying on the family line is impossible, but I can at least add some ash to the incense. Consider it for the sake of our few years of marriage, okay? Please. There was no expected pain on my face, only a warmth on my lips, very similar to the sensation when I was drowning just now. I opened my eyes and saw Luna standing on her tiptoes, her arms around my neck, kissing me aggressively. I immediately surrendered, holding her tighter as if wanting to merge her into my very bones. To die under the peony flower, even as a ghost, it's romantic. It wasn't until my lips were numb that she slowly let go. Her lips parted slightly, her voice tender and helpless. I really lose to you. So you just sponsored Liam in college? You never dated him. I handed the hot tea to Luna, my face full of shock. She chuckled. Yes, ask him if you don't believe me. Liam stood aside, still rubbing his backside, smiling forcefully. I swear, Luna and I have no improper relationship. I asked her to act with me before to make Clara see. There were too many flies around Clara. I just wanted to make her jealous and pay attention to me. I helped Luna once before, so she sacrificed her reputation this time to help me. Luna also wanted to see if she held a place in your heart, so we helped each other out. I desperately called the system in my head, wanting to know what was going on, but the usually noisy system was now as silent as if it had been poisoned. What are you thinking? Still don't believe me? Luna gently stroked my head. Although it was embarrassing for a grown man to have his head stroked, I damn well found it comfortable. Suddenly remembering something, I shouted at Liam. Then what about you and the elder sister? What's your relationship? Liam's eyes widened, and after a long pause, he said, You mean Miss Victoria Williams? Ms. Williams is extremely busy. How could I possibly have the chance to see her? This was completely different from what the system said. According to the plot, I should now be refusing to divorce Luna and starting to harass and seduce Clara, causing Liam to misunderstand, and Clara and Liam would start fighting again. At this point, the real heroine, Victoria, would pick up a drunken Liam from the roadside. They would have a one-night stand, and their fate would be sealed. Could it be that I accidentally triggered a hidden event, causing the plot to change? Does that mean I successfully saved myself? Anyway, not losing my life was the best news for me. Late at night, Luna and I lay in bed. She pressed me down, drawing circles on my chest with her hand. Ethan, let's have a baby, okay? A sweetness welled up in my heart, but I still voiced my doubt. Didn't you say before that you didn't want a child to interfere with your work? What made you change your mind? In the darkness, her expression seemed a bit sad. When I saw you today, covered in lipstick and surrounded by women, I felt terrible. When you said you wanted a divorce in the hospital, I was so upset I wanted to kill someone. When you fell into the pool, I almost thought I would lose you forever. If I have your child, maybe you won't think about leaving me anymore. This scene, this position, these words. Why did it feel like the roles were reversed? I turned over, pressing her beneath me. Outside the window, thunder roared and a storm raged. She nestled contentedly in my arms, whispering, Ethan, I love you. I lowered my head and kissed her forehead in response. I love you too. To hell with plots and systems. Cherishing the present was the most important thing. Just before falling asleep, I thought I heard the familiar electronic buzzing again. Host, you are the villainous side character, destined not to be with Luna. Accepting the plot is the only way out. I mumbled, No, I won't accept fate. I won't die. Nothing happened the next day, and I just assumed I had a dream, because the system would never make me accept fate and die. Luna replaced my TV with an even bigger one. As we sat at the dining table eating breakfast, the entertainment news came on the TV again. Recently, Victoria Williams, head of the Williams Group, was reportedly seen holding hands and drinking late at night with her sister's boyfriend. The knife and fork fell from my hands. Damn, late but present. I spent the whole day restless at home, and the system remained silent. Waking up, the course of events had realigned with the plot, meaning my death was also inevitable. As a precaution, I decided to run away immediately. I rummaged through the house and finally found the safe in Luna's study. The password was actually my birthday. Unfortunately, there was no cash, checks, or bank cards in the safe, only a locked notebook. I had a premonition that some earth-shattering secret must be hidden inside, otherwise Luna wouldn't use such a large safe just for it. I tried dozens of passwords related to Luna and me, but none could open the notebook. Just then, I heard hurried footsteps downstairs. I didn't have time to put the notebook back before Luna burst in, followed by several bodyguards. Her face was full of anger. She pointed at me and roared, Beat him! Beat him hard! I was pressed to the ground by those well-trained, strong men, completely unable to resist. As they punched my face repeatedly, that damn system finally appeared. Host, I was only gone for a short while. How did you jump straight to the final scene? I struggled to maintain my sanity and replied in my head. How should I know? Think of something fast. I don't want to be crippled and kicked out. Since the misunderstanding had been cleared, why was the plot still uncontrollably leading me to my death? While dodging the punches and kicks, I saw the notebook that had fallen to the ground again. For some reason, a mysterious force compelled me to open it. The system screamed desperately, Host, don't open it. You'll die. But a string of numbers miraculously popped into my head. 1228. I crawled forward, grabbed the notebook, and quickly entered the password. With a click, the password notebook opened. The system was still screaming, but I felt as if my whole body was heavily electrocuted. A white light flashed before my eyes, and I completely lost consciousness. I woke up yet again in the VIP room. The same little nurse. Strange, why did I say yet again? Wasn't I just in a car accident on my way home and brought to the hospital by my wife? Ouch! A sharp pain shot through my head. I got up, holding my head and staggering around. In my panic, I bumped into an embrace filled with the scent of orchids. Luna looked at me with a face full of worry. She turned to the doctor behind her. "Doctor, please take a look at my husband. What exactly is wrong with him?" The Luna at this moment was completely different from the one in my memory. She seemed not like a powerful businesswoman at all, but a gentle and virtuous wife. The doctor gave me a comprehensive checkup and finally shook his head, sighing. "A heart's sickness needs a heart's medicine." Luna wiped away a tear and said to me, "Never mind. Let's go home. I believe there must be a way to cure you." I felt like I had lost many memories, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't recall them. Luna called for bodyguards to escort us home. When I saw those familiar bodyguards in black, memories flooded my mind like a tidal wave. I held my head, shrank back into the corner, and wailed, "Don't hit me. I don't want to die, and I don't want to eat a hot dog." Luna's eyes lit up as she rushed towards me, shaking my body excitedly. "You remember? What else do you remember?" I calmed down and looked at her questioningly. She took out the locked notebook and handed it to me. "Open it and see." December 28th, 2020, light snow. My parents made me go on a blind date. I originally just planned to go through the motions, but the moment I saw her, I couldn't look away. Her family's business was in trouble, and she said she hoped I could help her. She said her name was Luna. May 4th, 2021, cloudy. The day we got engaged to the Williams family. I was as excited as a greenhorn. I could finally marry the girl I loved. August 8th, 2022, sunny. Luna looks beautiful in her wedding dress, but not nearly as beautiful as the first time I saw her. February 14th, 2023, overcast. The best Valentine's Day gift this year is the one Luna brought me. I'm going to be a father. From the handwriting, I could tell this was my diary, and the password to the diary was actually the date Luna and I first met. But the content of the diary was completely foreign to me. I thought I was the Livian son-in-law sent by my parents to the Williams family. So why did the diary say the Williams family business was in trouble, forcing Luna to go on a blind date with me? And I was a father? My mind was in chaos. I closed my eyes tightly and finally found a glimmer of light in the confusion. When I was pregnant, I was particularly demanding, pestering you every night to read novels to me. The novel you read to me was a city romance about a Livian son-in-law, telling the story of the three Williams sisters and their love-hate relationship with the male lead who had a system. I eagerly interrupted Luna. So, reading the novel messed up my head, and I projected myself as the cannon fodder villainous side character? She burst out laughing. "You're only half right." It turned out that Luna had a difficult labor, and I was stuck in traffic on the highway to the hospital, extremely anxious. On the phone, the nanny kept reporting nonstop. "Madam is hemorrhaging. Madam has no strength left. The young master's head is stuck." In a panic, I threw down a wad of cash, grabbed a passerby's motorcycle, weaved through the traffic, and collided with an oncoming street cleaning truck at the hospital entrance. The doctor who rescued me said that before I lost consciousness, you kept muttering, "Being a woman is too hard. I'll never let my wife suffer again." Luna laughed heartily, and her joy infected me. My worry and concern for my wife, coupled with reading over 3,000 chapters of that city romance novel, caused my brain, traumatized by the car accident, to completely short-circuit. I completely immersed myself as the villainous side character in the novel and even stole the original male lead system. The psychologist said that my condition couldn't be corrected too abruptly. I had to follow the plot as I perceived it, otherwise I might become catatonic due to the shock. No wonder sometimes when I talked to the system and Luna accidentally overheard, she showed no reaction, because she knew the system was just a fantasy in my mind. Helpless, Luna decided to create a personal inception for me. Based on my confused memories, she played the role of the second Miss Williams, asking Clara and her boyfriend Liam, as well as everyone around us, to join forces and put on a big show for me. I interrupted her again. "Then what about Victoria? I remember you only have one sister, Clara." Clara laughed loudly beside me. Didn't you notice that you never actually saw Victoria in your memories? For something so outrageous, where would we find a ready-made CEO older sister? I pursed my lips, remembering something else. My 200-inch LCD TV couldn't have been fake, right? The news reported all about you guys. Liam, with his arm around Clara, smiled brightly. Ethan, I'm in tech. Synthesizing videos like that is a piece of cake. Then what about my parents and sister? The hospital room door opened, and my cold and stern mother rushed in, crying and throwing herself on me. My son, you're finally better. If anything happened to you, I wouldn't want to live either. My sister, who controlled all the Miller family assets, followed her, silently weeping. My love-struck father, however, kept a straight, serious face. So embarrassing, get up. Fine, fine, everyone was acting. I caught another loophole and quickly questioned my dad. Since your family status is so high, why do my sister and I both have mom's surname? And the Miller Corporation, too? My dad's face turned red. Because of love, of course. Then he pretended to be serious again. Quick, look at your son. The nanny handed me the baby in swaddling clothes. I clumsily held him, and a wonderful feeling washed over me. Holy crap, I really am a dad. Luna's perspective. Recently, Ethan keeps asking me why, when the act was going so well, I suddenly decided not to follow the plot. I'm not afraid to admit it. When he was in the hospital, hurt by his parents' and sister's words and wanting a divorce, I didn't want to act anymore. I thought then, even if he spent the rest of his life mentally impaired, I would accept it. But that night, during the thunder and rain, I heard his conversation with his system. The system in his head was guiding him towards death. I consulted the psychologist overnight. The doctor said this was Ethan fighting his inner world. With everyone's cooperation in the act, his condition was slowly improving, but because I didn't continue to follow the plot, his inner world became unstable again. The only solution now was to push the plot to its climax. Let him find a chance to return to normal amidst extreme conflict. That's why I had the bodyguards perform his final death scene. There is no system in the world, only the devout and unconditional love of family and friends. Oh, right. Now he eats a hot dog for breakfast every day, but only half.